Hi guys, welcome to another Bibliophos video, and today I am bringing you the book review for Countryside, Book of the Wise by J.T. Cope. I hope I said that last name right. Sorry if I didn't. And normally what I do with my book reviews, I give a pro-con list, and based on that pro-con list, I usually give a rating for it. And the rating for this book is a 4.5 stars out of 5 stars. I did so, we'll find out why, obviously. So let's get into it. So first we'll go through my pro list, then we'll go through my con list, or however I feel like doing it at the time. First off, the writing was extremely well. It was very well written, it flowed very nicely. I was very happy about that because sometimes you get younger books and they're just written so horribly. It's just like you just want to pull your hair out. But it was written very well. And the age of the character, because our main character, who's on the front here, is an 11-year-old boy named Luke. And he actually wrote him as an 11-year-old boy, which is good and bad, but mostly good. Because normally you'll get into books and it's like, okay, they're 12 years old, but they're thinking and acting like a 17-year-old. And sometimes that's okay, sometimes it can be passed off as that, but most of the time it's not okay because obviously they're way too old for the age. So it was written very well, the age was very good. Saying that, the book itself was a little young for me. I found myself getting very annoyed in certain parts because of how young they were acting, but at the same time, that's not a bad thing because it's a young book. It's how it's supposed to be written. So I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'll never recommend this to anybody. No, I'm definitely, after we're done with this, I'm gonna be passing it on to my nieces and nephews because it is such a good book. The storyline is such a good book. The characters are very well written. So I'm very happy about that. But as far as like my age right now, it was a little young for me. But I'm okay with that because it was well written. And then there are a couple twists and turns in here that I did not catch. It didn't even give a hint towards any of them, which was refreshing because you didn't see some of these parts coming and it was very nice. It was very refreshing. So I liked that a lot, and the people that you suspected were bad didn't necessarily be bad. They were just horrible people in themselves. So it's really nice because to start off with the story, Luke finds out that his family line is way more important than what he previously thought. He is actually part of a very powerful family line with magic involved, and it's very, very awesome. And they actually go into this, I would call it like a almost like a parallel universe that he goes to because people are after him and after his family. So his dad goes off to take care of some things, and his mom and brothers and sisters head to Countryside to be protected because there are wards. It's, you know, there are multiple types of people of these magical systems there, so that way, you know, they can carry on living a somewhat normal life and not have to really worry about anything. So that was interesting. Sorry about the blinding light behind me. It's fall and it's sunny and not sunny and sunny and not sunny, so it gets very interesting out. Saying that, I like the magic system a lot. It was a very different, refreshing magic system. It wasn't like in Harry Potter you have mostly wands and enchantments and wards and things like that, and like The Hobbit you had mostly like the wizards and people with their staffs and chants and all that. This is different to me. How I perceived it as, it was very more based on like an emotional state and very how you felt, and that's how you made things work, which was pretty interesting. Refreshing from the normal magic system, which is, you know, I like something that's different. Another con in this story, because it is a younger book, I don't know why this bugged me, but the kids were too perfect. Like, they were all about yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir, and their sentence structure was perfect. But at the same time, I was watching one of my nieces and nephews, and I was just kind of listening to their conversation, and that's kind of how kids talk. Until they actually learn slang, they talk perfect. They talk that way. And I was like, whoa, he hit it right on the nail. So, but as far as that goes, that was one thing that did bug me a little bit, is I don't know why that bugs me, is when the sentence structure is too perfect. It's like it's not a human talking, it's like a computer talking. So that was one thing that did bug me, but it didn't affect the overall story. And then, also one thing that bugged me was, not bugged me, but what con about it was the 11-year-old Luke acted like an 11-year-old. He did a very well job at that, because there were some instances where it was like, seriously? Why are you doing this? But you have to think, he's an 11-year-old. He's gonna do this stuff. So that was good. That was good about that. It was good that it bugged me. So I was like, afterwards, after thinking about everything that was going on in this book, I'm like, he did a very good job with this. To kind of wrap this up, because it was kind of a shorter book, which was refreshing. It's nice to read. Things in this story, the storyline in the book wrapped up very nicely. But as a con, there are too many unanswered questions as well, which makes me want to read the next book. Obviously, it's not bad, but that was a con. And then another thing that I deeply appreciated, which if you've seen any of my reviews before, you know that I like it when a bad guy is a bad guy. It's not gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna shoot you in 10 minutes from now. No, when they're a bad guy, they're a bad guy. If they're gonna try to kill you, they better try to kill you right away, because if not, and you just better be very lucky about stuff, because that's how it works, and that's refreshing, because that's how it works. So I did appreciate that. So guys, that was my review for Countryside, Book of the Wise. Very good book. I recommend anybody should read it. And this will no longer be on my shelves though, because I will be passing it on to my nieces and nephews, and they love reading, so I gotta pass it on. Have to. So I just want to thank the author for sending me this book for a free and honest review. And until next time guys, until my next review or until my next video, this is Bibliophobe signing off. Bye!